Good evening. This is second video lesson of fifth chapter, magnetism and matter. We have started the chapter with circular current loop as a magnetic dipole, and we calculated its magnetic dipole moment. We also discussed about solenoid as an equivalent bar magnet. So both of them will use the concept of magnetic field produced by a circular current coil, that is B equals mu naught I into N by 2 into R square by X square plus R square whole to the power of 3 by 2. And if you see the field lines pattern, the magnetic field lines produced by bar magnet and the magnetic field lines produced by a solenoid, both of them are identical. They originate from North Pole and they travel towards South Pole from outside the magnet or solenoid, and within the magnet or within the solenoid they travel from south to north. So only the distinction between electric field lines and magnetic field lines is that, children, in electric field lines also we made a reference to magnetic field lines, that electric field lines will never form closed loops. They are continuous curves. Electric field lines are continuous curves, but they cannot form closed loops. Whereas magnetic field lines, not only the continuous curved lines, but also they form the closed loops. So therefore, this will give the idea that existence of monopoles in magnetism is not possible. Whereas monopoles, that is isolated positive charge and isolated negative charge, can exist in the electrostatics. So in the magnetism, we cannot have north pole separate and south pole separate. If you have a bar magnet, it has got two poles, north pole and south pole. That is why we call it as a magnetic dipole. Di means two, pole means polarity. If you cut this bar magnet into two equal parts perpendicular to its length, each piece, each half part will behave like a new magnet, thereby developing again the two polarities south and north, south and north. So if you go on cutting this perpendicular to length into so many pieces, okay, every small piece will behave like a dipole, magnetic dipole. How much be the smallest part of the bar magnet, that part also can have the south pole and north pole. So you can go on dividing this bar magnet into pieces until you reach atomic and subatomic levels. Every subatom also now will behave like a magnetic dipole. That is, proton will behave like a magnetic dipole, electron also will behave like a magnetic dipole. This is what we have made a calculation for magnetic dipole moment of a revolving electron. We have shown in the diagram that an electron is revolving around the nucleus with a velocity v in orbit of radius r. Therefore, it possesses a magnetic dipole moment which is known as orbital magnetic dipole moment given by EVR divided by 2. Okay, so electron is nothing but a magnetic dipole. Proton is also a magnetic dipole. Okay, now, so that part is over. Now we are going to shift to the topic to Earth's magnetism. You know that Earth behaves like a very huge magnet, as if a bar magnet is buried along the axis perpendicular to its equatorial plane. Children, there are so many theories with regards to magnetism of the Earth. Why actually Earth possesses magnetism? Okay, but the simple theory which we can understand is that Earth is not only revolving around the Sun, but it is also spinning about its own axis. Because of revolution of Earth, the material which is there in the core, in the crust of the Earth, which is in the molten states, is highly in the ionic state. Ionic state means the molecules or the atoms or the particles, they lose the electrons at high temperature. So you have now two separate entities, a negative ion, nothing but electrons, a positive ions, that is the atom which has lost the electron. So when this electron is revolving, when the Earth is revolving, along with the Earth, electrons are also revolving, the positive ions are also revolving. We showed in the previous class that a revolving electron can have a dipole moment. So when electron has a dipole moment, then the positive ion also can have a dipole moment. Okay, so because of this revolution, the electrons and positive ions will have orbital dipole moment. Because it is spinning about its own axis, which one electron, it has got spin dipole moment. Children, nucleus also will do in the same way as the electron does. Nucleus is spinning about its own axis. Therefore, protons are spinning inside. So, they also will have spin dipole moment. So, when these dipole moments align in a particular direction, then what will happen? It behaves like a magnet. So, therefore, because of the ionic state of the matter inside the earth will now have a magnetism. Okay. So, the subject of Earth's magnetism is very complicated. We have a very special branch to deal with this in Mumbai. That is Geomagnetic Institute of India. Okay. Now this Earth's magnetism will be described by three parameters. One is dip, declination, and the horizontal component of the earth. So this we are going to take up now. So today's topic is Earth's magnetism. Okay. So described by three elements. They are also known as magnetic elements of Earth's magnetic field. Okay, three elements. Number one, declination. Denoted by theta. Second one is dip or inclination, denoted by delta. Third one, horizontal component, denoted by BH. B stands for magnetic field, H stands for horizontal. Okay. Now one by one we will discuss. First one is a declination. Right. Now just look at the diagram, children. Earth is spherical in shape. This is actually the equatorial plane of the earth. Okay. Now here this is geographic north and here this is geographic south. So this is called a plane, or the line that is passing through these two is known as geographic meridian. So this is known as geographic meridian. Okay. Now these geographic directions have been existing since the evolution of this humankind, civilization. The direction in which sun rises is called what? East. Exactly opposite to that is called west. And when you face standing sun and towards your north, towards your right hand, there will be north, and when you stand facing the sun, towards your right there will be south, and towards left there will be what? East. So generally in map you will show like this. There is a north, south, east, west. So when you rotate it like this, east, west, and towards your left there will be north, and towards your south, your right there will be south. Okay. When you rotate this diagram by 90 degree, east will come here, west will come here, north will come here, south will come here. When you face it here, your left hand side is north, right hand side is what? South. Okay. But this is actually the way in which we denote the geographical directions in the map. Okay. So now what we do? In order to know in which direction geographic north is there, geographic south is there, So we take the help of a bar magnet. Take a bar magnet, okay, tie it in the middle with a thread. This activity you might have done in class 8th or 7th. Suspend it vertically in air, very freely. So initially it may be rotating or oscillating, and finally it will come and settle down in a particular direction. However you move, it will come in that direction only. Whether you face towards east or towards west or north, south, it will come in its own direction. The direction is nothing but it is showing geographic north and geographic south. So the end, suppose this is the magnet, bar magnet suspended, and okay, it's like this now. If it is pointing like this will be known as geographic north, and this will be known as what? Geographic south. So the north pole of the magnet will be pointing towards the geographic north, and south pole will be pointing towards geographic south. So if I have a bar magnet, the bar magnet or a magnetic needle, so just look at the board. It's like this. So this is the north pole of your magnet, this is the south pole of your magnet. So the compass needle or the bar magnet which is having north pole towards this direction is called what? Geographic north. South pole is called what? Geographic south. Now the very big question arises, why should north pole will turn towards that side? Why can't it turn towards east or west? Why it should always align along geographic north and geographic south? The reason is, earth itself has magnetism. Earth behaves like a huge magnet. If north pole of the bar magnet is pointing towards this side, then there will be south pole of the earth's magnet. Then only a south pole can attract the north pole. A north pole of the bar magnet can be attracted by the south pole of the earth's magnet. Let me repeat it. This is the north pole of the bar magnet which is pointing towards geographic north. Now the question is, why the north pole is in this direction? Why can't it be like this? Or why can't south pole will be like this? The answer is, earth is having a magnetism. It behaves like a very huge magnet. If the north pole of this bar magnet is in this direction, there must be somebody to attract it in this direction. That somebody is nothing but what? Magnetism of the earth with a polarity south pole in this direction. So therefore, the direction in which the north pole of the bar magnet is pointing, in that direction there will be the magnetic south pole. So therefore, I say that here there is magnetic south pole and here there is magnetic north pole. So where geographic north is there, there magnetic south is there. Where there is geographic south, there is a magnetic north. But children, the compass is not exactly aligning this vertical axis. It will not align along geographic north and geographic south. It will align along magnetic south and magnetic north, because there is a need for the bar magnet to align only in the attraction direction. So south pole is not exactly on the geographic north pole. North pole is not exactly on the geographic south pole. If you see the diagram will be like this. This is earth. So this is equatorial plane. Okay, this we named it as geographic north. Exactly opposite we named it as what? Geographic south. The vertical plane passing through this is known as geographic meridian. So this is already denoted this. So this is what? Geomeridian, geographic meridian. Now, if you hold a compass or if you suspend a bar magnet will not align like this. Very surprisingly, your bar magnet will align like this. Like this. So this will be north pole of your bar magnet, and this is the south pole of your bar magnet or compass needle. So the north pole is coming this direction because Earth has magnetic south pole here. MS means magnetic south pole here. South pole is coming this direction because Earth has magnetic north pole here. So GN means geographic north. GS means geographic south. MN means magnetic north. MS means magnetic south. So this is now named as magnetic meridian. A plane, vertical plane passing through magnetic north and magnetic south is known as magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridian. Now we define the first quantity, declination, as the angle between geographic meridian and magnetic meridian. So this angle will be measured as what, children? Theta. So this angle will be theta. So therefore, the angle between geographic meridian and magnetic meridian is known as declination. This declination value is not same at all places, children. Places which are very close to equator, okay, this theta value will be what, very very small. So particularly in India, like Delhi and Mumbai, it will be less than 1 degree because they are lying close to equator as compared to the places which are in higher latitudes. That is the reason why a compass needle almost shows. So when theta value is approaching 1 degree, means almost negligibly small. So this will be like this. So the compass will be showing true geographic north and true geographic south. This was a 1 mark question in somewhere supplementary examination physics, AISSC, 12th class. This question was asked. This is actually one sentence made in the textbook, NCERT textbook. That why the compass needle shows almost true north, true geographic north and true geographic south in places like Mumbai and Delhi. The reason is because the angle of declination is what? Very small. So remember, theta is different for different places. Places of at high latitudes, okay, the theta value will be what? Very high. But places like India which are very close to equator, theta value will be what? Less. Okay, right. So theta is less than 1 degree, at Mumbai and India, Mumbai and Delhi, due to which the compass shows almost true geographic north and geographic south. You can write simple answer that because the declination value is very small, that is the reason why the compass shows true north and true south. So this is about what? The declination, children. So how do you define declination? Means it is the angle between magnetic meridian and geographic meridian. What are these meridians? A plane passing through geographic north and geographic south poles is known as geographic meridian, and the plane passing through magnetic south and magnetic north poles is known as a magnetic meridian. So the angle between these two is known as what? Declination. So the theory says that this theta value is not going to be constant. Because of the revolution of the earth and spinning of the earth, this theta value will be what? Gradually increasing. It may not be a surprise, children, in due course of time, okay, in many centuries to come, this may be, now it is departing by theta angle, so gradually it will be like this, and it may be exactly 180 degree also. These are predictions. I do not know that. Somewhere I read and I am giving you the knowledge. Okay, right. Now we will go to define the second quantity, that is nothing but what, dip. So the other name of dip is what? Inclination. So I remove this diagram also. Number 2. Dip. Or inclination. This is denoted by delta. So these magnetic meridian and geographic meridian can be shown in a two-dimensional diagram like this. It is like opening a book. So this is one meridian. Let us name it afterwards as per our convenience. And this is the other meridian. Okay. Now, if you have a compass, children, compass needle you might have seen. There will be a small aluminum case, and on the top there will be a glass. Okay. In the middle there will be a pivot. On the pivot there will be a very thin needle, black in color generally. So with arrowhead one side and arrow back on the back side. Right. Now when you place it on a table and just give a small tap to release the air friction, it will just rotate and come and align in the north and south direction. So it will be exactly horizontal like this, geographic north and geographic south. So for your compass needle, the pivot is like this, that means axis. So compass is a horizontal needle. Compass is a horizontal needle that rotates about vertical axis. Compass is a horizontal needle, magnetic needle that rotates about vertical axis like this. Now to calculate the dip, what we do, okay, we make it to rotate about the horizontal axis. We make the axis like this. If you suspend a magnetic needle about the horizontal axis, okay, now what will happen? It will not be like this, rather it will be dipping like this. It will be dipping like this. That is why this element is known as dip or inclination. It is inclined through an angle delta from the horizontal. So this is horizontal, children. Are you able to see? This is horizontal. Now the magnetic needle which is suspended about the horizontal axis supposed to be horizontal like this, perpendicular to each other. Okay, this is in the horizontal plane, this is also in the horizontal plane. Fine. But surprisingly what will happen, if you release this, it will go like this. It will make a dip. डूब जाते हैं ऐसा. किसमें डूब जा रहे हैं? मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में डूब जा रहे हैं. Why it is going like this? Because the net magnetic field of the earth is in this direction. This needle is dipping downwards because the total magnetic field is not like this. The total magnetic field is like this. That is why it is moving downwards. Okay, if this is the north pole of your bar magnet, then here there will be the geography as a magnetic south pole. I repeat, if this is the north pole of your bar magnet compass, there should be the magnetic south pole. Where here? So that is why it is attracted like this and it will dip. Okay, so therefore this is the direction of your total magnetic field. This is B. total magnetic field. So this is your horizontal. This is your horizontal. With respect to horizontal, it will make an angle what? Delta. This component will be known as horizontal component BH, and this component is known as vertical component BV. So this should be like this, children. It should form a parallelogram. Okay, right. So therefore, the angle made by the dip needle or the angle made by the total magnetic field, this is your total magnetic field. The angle made by the total magnetic field with horizontal direction is known as dip or inclination. Why a dip occurs to a magnetic needle means dip occurs because the net magnetic field of the earth is not horizontal, okay, it is like this. So remember children, a dip needle measures the total magnetic field of earth. A dip needle measures the total magnetic field of the earth, whereas your compass needle will measure only the horizontal component. I repeat it. I repeat this. Your compass measures or rather shows the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field, whereas your dip needle will show the total magnetic field. This is a dip needle. It is dipping. Now it will show the total magnetic field. So in the direction of BH, what will be there? Compass needle will be there. What you have seen. In this direction, who will be there? Dip needle will be there. Okay. So how do you define it? The angle between it is the angle between total magnetic field of earth, total magnetic field of earth and the horizontal or you also can define it as the angle made by total magnetic field with the horizontal direction is known as what? Delta. Okay, right. So how do you express the total magnetic field in terms of its components means? So here from diagram you can see that cos delta equals to adjacent by hypotenuse BH by B. So therefore BH equals to B cos delta. This is known as horizontal component and from the same triangle sin delta equals to sin delta, right? This will be opposite. This is opposite. So this is nothing but BV. So BV by B. So therefore BV equals to B sin delta. This is known as vertical component. Okay, right. So then B will be expressed as root over BH square plus BV square. So therefore B equals to BH square plus BV square. This is simple trigonometry only, you can see from the diagram. So these are important for 1 mark questions. Calculation of horizontal component of earth from the total field, और आपको total field दे देगा B value, you will be asked to calculate BH value. BH value will be calculated B cos delta. At a particular place, the dip or inclination is found to be 60 degree. Okay, where the magnetic field is 0.4 Tesla. Right? What is the Earth's horizontal magnetic field? So BH equals to B cos delta. B is nothing but 0.4 cos delta. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So you will get what? 0.2 Gauss. 0.2 Tesla. Okay. This is a time to tell you children. We have different units to measure the magnetic field intensity or magnetic field strength. The SI unit is generally Tesla. The other classical units are there in CGS system. They are Gauss and Maxwell's. Okay, one Gauss is nothing but 10 power minus 4 Tesla. Even one Maxwell is also equals to 10 power minus 4 Tesla. Okay, so this I am writing here. One Gauss, symbol is capital G, equals to 10 power minus 4 Tesla. Maxwell's also is being used as a unit, but Gauss is the very common unit. Right. Then the third component is horizontal component. Third element. Okay, right. So this BH is nothing but horizontal component, children. We have written here. So how to define this? How to define this means the magnitude of magnetic field. The magnitude of Earth's total magnetic field in the horizontal direction is known as horizontal component. So this is B, this is BH. The BH is known as horizontal component. What is BH bole to? This is the magnitude of the magnetic field in the horizontal direction. So this is the magnitude of magnetic field in horizontal direction. So these are the three elements of our children. Very simple topic it is, okay, but it is really a complicated topic to understand. But to our level, we define the things like this only. Okay, so in this, the 1 mark questions, 2 mark questions can be expected. Okay, like what is the angle of a dip at poles? What is the angle of dip at equator? What will happen to the compass when you take it to North Pole? What will happen to the dip needle when you take it to North Pole? When it is brought to equator, what will happen? How does it rotate? What is the alignment? So they are all there in the textbook. Okay, you read them thoroughly and you can score marks easily in this topic. Okay, so tomorrow we will begin the new chapter. Thank you.